hats from the head. Thank you very much. Once more, I would like to welcome everybody who is here for this very, very important session. My name is Lisa Mangu. I am going to be chairing this session. I am the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Transport. And I would like to introduce on the stage here are members of the Portfolio Committee on Transport who are here to listen to you in this phase of the public participation for the Rail Safety Bill, which I will explain a little bit, but in a very, very summarized version. On my extreme left, and I'll ask the colleagues just to stand and acknowledge so that you can see, is the Honorable Ketamabala Sitole. He's a member of Parliament and a member of this Portfolio Committee. Next to him is Honorable Makosini Chabangu, member of Parliament and a member of this committee.
Eceleni kwakhe kunemhlonishwa Makosini lo lilunga laleli committee naye.
Next to him is Honorable Thamsanqa Mabena, member of Parliament and member of the committee.
Eceleni kwakhe futhi kunemhlonishwa Thamsanqa Mabena lo phinza naye futhi abe lilunga laleli committee leli lilunga leParliament.
Right next to me is Honorable John Bilankulu, member of Parliament, member of the committee.
Loya ngumhlonishwa John Bilankulu lo lilunga laleli committee naye aphinze futhi abe lilunga leParliament.
Immediately on my right is the Honorable Lawrence MacDonald, who is a member of Parliament, also a member of this committee.
Good morning, goeiemôre.
Lona ngumhlonishwa Lawrence MacDonald lo phinze futhi abe lilunga laleli committee leli lilunga leParliament.
On my extreme right is Honorable Fikile Khumalo, member of Parliament and also member of this committee.
Ngumhlonishwa Fikile Khumalo lo lilunga laleli committee lo phinze futhi abe lilunga leParliament.
On that empty chair, I am missing a member. When she comes back, at least you will know who she is. It's Honorable Miriam Ramadwa, who is also a member of parliament and of this portfolio committee.
Kulesihlalo lapho kunganamuntu khona kepha utawuthi nakavela nibe seniyati ngaye ngumhlonishwa
Miriam Ramadwa.
Miriam Ramadwa lo lilunga leParliament aphinza belunga laleli committee.
All right, thank you very much. Before I sit down just to take us through what are the highlights of this bill, we are here to hear your comments on.
Ngaphambi kokuthi ngihlale phansi ngingathanda nje kunatisa ukuthi yini lokuhamba embili mayelana nalomthetho sivivinywa lesihlanganyelelana kutawukhulumisana ngawo.
On my extreme right and your left, right against the wall,
Ngasesandleni sami sekudla le kusandla senu sesancele
there are people sitting there.
kunebantu labahleli lapho
There are forms that are available.
kunemafomu latfolakalako.
In the event that you are not comfortable to speak, you can go to them at any time, give them your input, or write down your input yourself, depending which one is comfortable.
Ungasebenzisa lelithuba lekuthi uthathe lawo mafomu ubhale nawe luvo lwakho unangabe ungathanza ukuthi usebenzise leyo ndlela ikakhulukazi nangabe ufila kwangathi awukakhululeki.
And also, if maybe you get there and you are unable to write, but you've got views, you can talk to them in the language of your choice. It will be interpreted and written so that your views can be captured.
Ungasakhulumisana nabo ngelimi lakho le lokhululekile ngalo uvete luvo lwakho kude batawubhala nabo ngaleyo ndlela luvo lwakho likhona kusinabo nalo libe khona libe ingcenye yale lihlelo lanamuhla.
So there is nobody who will not be catered for who has got a view.
Kude umuntu longeke aze alalelwe nangabe uneluvo.
The second one is that I am going to make a very brief introduction because we've already started a bit late, so that we can dedicate more time to listening to you.
Kwesibili ngitawenda nje luhlelo lolufushane lokwethula tivakashi bese siyachubeka ngoba sesidle ingcenye lesikhathi lesiniketwe sona.
Once I'm finished with my introduction,
Mangiceda lokwethula
we'll go straight into receiving inputs.
sitawube sesingena kulo hlelo lethu lekuva luvo lwenu.
We are going to take 10 people at a time.
Siyawuthatha babe lishumi like sase ngetigaba sicale ngesigaba sokuqala babe lishumi.
You are going to be directed, and those seats that are here which have been turned around, you will sit on those chairs. They'll direct you to speak.
Nabatakuniketa lithuba utawube uyasonzela uthathe leti tulo lotibona tiblaliswe la uhlale kuto bese uniketwa lithuba lakho lekuthi ungaphefemula.
We humbly request that you limit yourself to a maximum of 3 minutes.
Sitawucela ukuthi sikhathi lenisebenzisako ukukhuluma singandluleli emaminithini lamathathu.
We are not here to answer questions. We are not here to engage in a debate. We are here to listen to what you'd like to see happening in the bill that is before us.
Asikadeli utawuphendvula imibuto asikadeli utawungena kuti inkulumo mbikiswane kepha sidele kutawuthatha luvo lwakho mayelana nalomthetho sivivinyo lekhulunywa ngawo namuhla.
If also there is something that has already been said that you wanted to input, if possible, do not say it or repeat it.
Nangabe khona lo bofisa kukusho lese kukhulunyiwe ungasabuyele emuva uyakuphinzelela futhi.
So I'm going to start with a brief introduction of what this bill is about.
Ngiyawuqala nje kafushane ngikwethulele ukuthi lo mthetho sivivinya umayelana nani.
This rail safety bill before us
Lo mthetho sivivinya wetetitimela lesibhekene nawo namhla
seeks to improve the regulatory framework around rail safety in our country.
ukhona kude utawuqinisekisa tekuphepha etitimeleni talelive.
for both passengers and freight.
Kubagibeli nalabo labathutha impahla.
Once we are done, this bill is going to replace the National Rail Safety Act of 2002.
Nasicedza la lo mtsetfo lomusha utawubese se usetshenziswa kuthi uchithe lo wangaphambilini wangemnyaka wanga 2002.
The bill before us is not a new legislation, therefore it keeps a couple of issues in the old National Road Safety Act.
Lo mtsetfo sivivinyo lesikhuluma ngawo namhla akusingilomusha sha utawusebenzisa lamanye maphuzu labe wakhona kulo mtsetfo wangaphambilini wanga 2002.
This bill before us also wants to provide guidance and clarity on governance of the Rail Safety Regulator.
Utawuphindze futhi usicacisele kabanti ngemsebenzi we
Rail Safety Regulator.
Rail Safety Regulator.
It also seeks to answer or clarify a couple of questions or concerns that over time have been raised by operators.
Utawuphindze futhi uzame kuphendvula imibuto netikhalato letavakalisa ngaphambilini ngulabo lebasebenta kulomkhakha.
After the bill was introduced in Parliament,
Ngemva kokuthi lo mtsetfo sivivinyo wethulwe eParliamente,
there was an opportunity for people to submit written submissions.
bekunelitfuba lekuthi bantfu bangavakalisa luvo lwabo ngekuthi babhale.
After we received them as a committee, we took a resolution that this was not enough for us to consider this bill.
Ngemva kokuthi sithole letetfulo letendwe bantfu sibonile silikomiti ukuthi kwangathi akukapheleli ukuthi singachubekela embili sishaye lo mtsetfo.
That is why we then embarked on the process of public hearings, of which we are here as one of them.
Kungako siphumile sayita emangweni kutawuva luvo lwabo kuleli hlelo lesichuba kunyalo.
We identified areas which we believe have got a relationship with rail. We could not go to everybody.
Sibuke kakhulu imikhakha lesonzelene netitimela bengeke size sikhulume nabo bonke bantfu.
So that is why we are here. We want to listen to you.
Kungako silana sifisa kunilalela.
Why do we want to listen to you? Because in this democracy, which we call participatory democracy,
Kungani sifune kunilalela kungenxa yokuthi sikulolu hlelo lembuso wenzandvo yelinyenti lapho kufanele bantfu bavakalise luvo lwabo.
and we also are compelled by the Constitution to have public participation in any law-making exercise.
Siphindze futhi siphocelelwa ngumtsetfosisekelo walelive laseNingizimu Afrika kuthi
We must involve the public before we pass any law.
kuthi sibandzakanye umphakathi ngaphambi kokuthi kushawe umtsetfo.
So this sitting is deemed to be a parliamentary sitting of a committee of parliament.
Njengoba sihleli la sihleli ezingeni laseParliamente njengoba leli committee liyingcenye emakomiti eParliamente.
And therefore rules of parliament or running of committees apply and would be invoked should the need arise.
Kungako ke siyawusebenzisa yonke imithetho lesetshenziswako eParliamente nangabe isidingo sikhona.
So at the end, after you have given your input,
Ekugcineni ngemva kokuthi uvakalise luvo lwakho
we will hear from one of our committee members as to what is going to happen going forward.
lilunga leli lodwa le committee nalo litawube seliyasichazela lisiniketa umhlahlandlela.
Now at this moment, I am going to request to take hands.
Ngidawucela ukuthi ke nibe nikulungele kuphakamisa tandla
So that we can start hearing your inputs.
kuze kuthi sicale kuva luvo lwenu.
So, let me see hands.
Ngicela kubona tandla.
I will take 10 at a time.
Sitawuthatha nje lesigaba sekucala babe lishumi.
I'm seeing no hands.
Angitiboni tandla.
I don't see it. Wait. All right, you are number 1, sir. You can come forward.
Okay, siyambona umnumzane nguye wekucala kasonzele ngaphambili.
Any other hand?
Lesinye sandla.
That will be a record that we've got one hand, then we close.
Ingabe
You are
sesicedzile
number
umsebenzi
2.
sesithole esinye sandla sivale.
Please come.
Number 2 akasonzele.
Any other hand?
Lesinye futhi sandla.
Ma'am, here right in front, councillor, you are number 3.
Inkosatana la phambili lo likhansela utabang number 3.
You may join so that we don't miss you. Join the train there.
Sicela ukuthi nawe uhlale nabo bonke kuze ukuthi singakukhohlwa.
Number 4, anybody? Number
Sicela
4,
wesine noma ngabe ngibani.
anybody else?
Labanye futhi.
Okay. It's going to be unfair to have 10 after we couldn't exceed 5 in the first round.
Angiboni ukuthi kuyawenteka ukuthi sithole labanglishumi lesigabeni lesitako kube inyalo sihlulekile kubathola.
All right? What number is that? 6. 6.
Nang number 6.
All right. Let's not delay further. I'm sure you will be inspired as people start talking.
Singasachithi isikhathi ngiyathemba ukuthi nabakusolo bakhuluma nawe utawututeleka ukuthi uvakalise lakho luvo.
Let's go ahead. Number 1, let's go.
Asiqhubeke sicela na.
Igama lami ngimduduzi wakamamba. Ngiyabonga ukuthi iParliament libe khona phakathi kwethu.
I would like to voice my gratitude that Parliament is here before us today.
Kakhulu kube kutokhulunywa ngendzaba ye railway.
Especially to talk about issues relating to the railway.
Thine siMpumalanga sinesikhalo lesikhulu ukuthi sithi thola sisalele emuva asikhona ukukhompitha nalamanye ama province.
We as Mpumalanga have concerns or great concerns because most of the time we feel that we are left behind. We are not able to compete with other provinces.
Uma sifike endzabeni yetitimela tekulayisha abantu asinaso eMpumalanga. Sinesikhalo lesikhulu sinesidingo kuze sikhone ukukhompitha nalamanye ama province.
When it comes to rail for passengers, we do not have such services in Mpumalanga. Therefore, we need these services so that we are in a position to compete equally with other provinces.
Uma sifika kuleso simo ngithola ukuthi thina siMpumalanga asikayitholi freedom ngalokwanele.
When we look at that challenge, we realize that we as Mpumalanga have not attained our freedom.
Ngifike ngikhulume nenzaba yetiteshi tonke ta railway tivandarekezeke ngalenye indlela lemangalisako kude leti right kulendzawo thine lesikuyo.
When it comes to railway stations, the vandalism that has occurred there is unspeakable. I can't even describe the level to which all the stations in this area have been vandalized.
SiMpumalanga lo fet singakujabulela kubona sesinestimela lesitawukhona ukuthi sisiyise edrobheni sithole ukugibela sitimela sikhompithe nalamanye ama transport ngoba kwavaleka umgwaqo asikhoni ukufika edrobheni.
We as Mpumalanga residents would also like to see ourselves having a train that operates in our area, so that when we want to go to town, we can use the train. Because when roads are closed, we are cut out. We can't go anywhere.
Besingakujabulela Mpumalanga uma singeva ukuthi sisithola nini leso stimela sekusilayisha sifike etindzaweni.
We would be very appreciative if, for instance, we would be told or hear when we as Mpumalanga are going to have such a service, our own train.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
Sanibonani.
Good morning.
Mina eligama lami ngikhamfathu kaNdlovu Sibongo.
My name is Comfort Ndlovu.
Ngiqhamuka eNgwenyeni eWard 6.
I come from Engwenyeni, Ward C, 6.
So mina ngifuna ukukhuluma kakhulu ngade kuphepha. eNgwenyeni sinenkinga yokuthi lesporo lesidlula lapha kithi asikho asikaphephi uthola abantwana abahleli lapha esporweni.
I would like to speak mainly about safety. The community of Ngwenyeni, there is a railway line that goes past that community or that settlement. It is not safe at all for our children because you find children roaming around on the railway line.
So besicela ukuthi nisibiyele sona lesporo lesindlula lapha ngakithi nisifakele ema bridge kusibantu mabawele ngema bridge kuphindze futhi sibe nenkinga yemfuyo tinkomo tethu nalokunye timbongolo and stuff tiyafa tishayiswe ngiso lesitimela kanye nebantu futhi.
We therefore would like to ask that efforts be made to enclose that railway line in order to improve safety so that it is not easily accessible. Because as it is a danger to our children. It is also a danger to livestock, cattle, donkeys, all kinds of livestock.
So lokunye before ngicina bengicela ukuthi nisincede thina simphakathi ngoba bakhona abantwana labafundzako ngenza emabhazari da Transnet kanye nelo nokucasheka ka Transnet because side umuntu osebenta ka Transnet lapha elokishini lethu. Ngiyabonga.
Lastly, before I conclude, I would like to make an appeal that we as a community, we would also like to be assisted with study bursaries from, say, Transnet, for instance, because we have none in that community to assist our children who want to further their studies. Thank you.
Good morning. This is a wonderful opportunity, and I'm just very, very sad that I have to find out by accident about it. There is many things related to the railway that we're discussing on CPF and rural safety that I want to represent also on behalf of the rural safety. And it is very sad to see that I don't see familiar faces of councillors.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. If you could introduce yourself
Yes.
and then speak
Yes.
and indulge me and start from
Okay.
scratch so that I can render
Okay.
in Siswati.
Okay. I'm Councillor Mariette Preddy. I'm Councillor Mariette Preddy from the DA.
I'm a councillor of the DA, I didn't get the name.
Mariette Preddy.
Mariette
Preddy.
Freddy,
Preddy?
Preddy.
Yes.
sorry.
Okay, I'm on Nlanzeni District Municipality, a councillor there.
I'm a councillor at the
Nlanzeni
Ehlanzeni
District
District
Municipality.
Municipality.
Yes, but I'm also a member of the Rural Safety.
I'm sorry, I got confused. Libito lami ngingumariet
Preddy.
Preddy, DA Council, sorry. Libito lami ngingumariet Preddy, ngili councillor le DA lapha kumasipala wesifundza waseHlanzeni.
Okay. I want to speak on several problems that I'm aware of. And the only thing that I have an objection on is the fact that I come here and I have to read it very fast, so I can't do justice to give input.
Bekukhona emaphuzu lambala lebengithanda ukuthi ngingakhuluma ngawo. Kodwa ke uma ngifika la ngikhani ngitholele lo lwati kumbe lamaphepha la lakhuluma ngaloku. Sikhathi ke asizange sibe khona ukuthi ngifunze kahle kuze ngitawukhona ukukhuluma ngako konke lebengifuna ngathi ngabe ngikhuluma ngako.
Yes, if you can't study it before and you don't know about it, you can't give good input.
Nangabe ungakaliboni le kumbe le document kumbe lolo lwati ekuqaleni kumbe kusesenesikhathi kuba madima kakhulu ukuthi ukhone ukuthi ukhulume ngako konke lolo lokulapho kuleyo document leyo ngendlela leshaya emhlolweni.
Okay, I'm aware of several problems that I want to bring under your attention.
Kukhona ke tinkinga letimbalwa lengnato lebengitsanza ukuthi ngitethule phambi kwenu.
Okay, in the first place, I want to really take my children on a train.
Kwekuqala nje bekungangijabulisa kakhulu ukuthi ngalelinye ilanga ngithathe bantwana bami sigibele estimela sihambe ngestimela.
Many years ago, we were traveling from Nkomazi and Malelane. We traveled to Pretoria, but now we don't feel it safe.
Kudzala ke eminyakeni ledlulile besikwati ukuthi sihambe nebantwa bami nemndeni wami sisuke eMalelane siye ePitori. Kodwa ke letinsuku tanamuhla akuselula ukuthi singathi Kansas sihamba ngestimela ngoba akukaphephi nakancane kuhamba ngestimela.
If we hear on the news about the trains that are burned and you hear about the people that are stabbed on the trains, nobody feels safe to go on the trains.
Uma siva ke ngalobugebengu bantu labagwazwako kumbe lababulawako nalabagetshengwako etitimeleni.
Yes.
Akekho umuntu lo banesibinzi ukuthi angasisukela stimela asigibela hambe ngaso.
When we enter here, you look if we have weapons and if it's safe to come in. If this bill is talking about safety to make people feel safe, it should be considered. Because when you want to take your family on a train, you want to know you will reach your destination and you won't be held on gunpoint or knives used on you.
Njengoba besingena la sita la kulomhlangano la sibonile ukuthi kunetekuphepha lapha na ungena. Kodwa ke uma ufunza la ngalo kulesihlangene ngako namuhla and uma ngabe uyati ukuthi bantu labahamba ngestimela bavelelwa yini etitimeleni bakhonjwa ngetibhamu mhlambe bayagwazwa bayabulawa akekho umuntu lo cabangako longasukela stimela ayosigibela ahambe ngaso ngaphansi kwetimeko letinjalo.
If you visit Nkomazi and you travel to Komati Port, you would notice all the tracks on the road. There's so many tracks that people can't get past the tracks to take their children to school. And if there was a proper railroad that take these tracks off the road, it will make it safe for the community to just take their children to school or go to the shop.
Uma uhamba la emgwaqweni namuhla uhamba ngemoto kumbe umikisa abantu bakho esikolweni, kuyamangalisa indlela lekugcwele ngayo emaloli la emgwaqweni. Lenda kuthi bantu labahamba ngetimoto bangahambi ngekukhululeka emigwaqweni. Kanti ke kube bekukhona stimela bekutawuba ngcono kakhulu, bekutawuba indlela lephangisako nalephephile ukuthi bantu bafike baye la bafuna kuya khona bafike baphephile.
2020, I traveled to Australia and I was in shock to see the infrastructure there. I was traveling.
Nga 2020 ngathatha luhambo loluya eAustralia. Ngamangala uma ngifika eAustralia uma ngibona sakhiwo ncandi lesiphathelene nekuthuthwa kwebantu kuhamba kwebantu.
Councillor, sorry,
Yes.
I gave you so much time because we started on a wrong.
Yes. If I can.
We started a bit very. So I was trying to give you opportunity because the interpretation didn't start well. So I would like you
Can I wrap
to
it up?
make your. Let me finish speaking, please.
Yes.
I would like you to finish off now in a few seconds. As I said, you still have an opportunity to give a written submission. You don't have to do it today. You can still email it so that the inconvenience you have found by not being able to prepare properly, you are not prejudiced because you didn't have enough time.
Okay.
So I think you can wrap up and take a form and make sure that, or an email address at least, so that you can make a substantive input, having an opportunity to read.
Ngiyaxolisa kakhulu make kuthi sengunikete isikhathi lesithe kakhulu. Ngicela ukuthi usale ugocota nje ngobe asikaqali kahle ngesikhathi kube khona kuphazamiseka ngeluhumusho kumbe ngekutolika lokukhona. Ngiyacela ukuthi nangabe kukhona lokunye lokusasele lebe usafuna kukusho likhona lithuba lamafomu lesikhulume ngawo ukuthi ubhale usho kabandi ngekukhululeka konke lokho ufuna ukukhuluma unikete futhi ne-email address yakho la utawutholakala khona kumbe la utawuphendulwa khona. Ngiyabonga.
Okay. The state of the South African Railroad offices, if you go to Komati Port, it is flooded with sewage. It was flooded for 3 months every day that the people that work in the offices couldn't work in the offices in Komati Port.
Linda Sisakete, please. Yeah.
Yes. And this is a problem that are going on from 2010, that the Human Rights Commission found them guilty and that the municipality have to fix this. They were found guilty, provincial and national, and it's still running over. And the offices is really in a bad state with sewage. Malelane, in the CPF
all right,
meeting.
Councillor, that's enough. I think we have given you enough time. Thank you very much. So this is what we are going to do to the colleagues who are interpreting here.
Okay.
Please take notes when the speakers are speaking so that you don't interrupt them. Because many of them, their thought process gets interrupted because while they are still speaking, you are starting to interpret. So I ask, please, interpret once they are done with their input. Take notes as they are speaking so that they can flow and they are not interrupted, and then you can interpret. You can interpret the last portion, Sisi, and let the next person come forward.
I would like to speak about the hazardous conditions at the Komati Port railway station. The same goes for the railway station at Malelane. There is sewage that is running on the floor there, and this problem has been going on for quite some time, and it has not been fixed up to this day.
All right. The email I spoke about is an email you can send your input, not an email that you will be responded to. So that the form might be small, but you might be able to. Are there any other hands so that we can flow? Are there any other hands? We've got 2 people that are left so that we can start. You can join the queue, brother. Go ahead. Just join there. Any other one? Yes, Sisi, you can come. Any other hand here that I've missed?
Tikhona yini letinye
All
tandla
right, let me
lesingakatiboni?
get this side. Any other hand?
Lelinye lihlangothi tikhona tandla?
Yes, I don't, yeah. Come, Sisi. Are there still enough
Sonzela.
chairs? How many
Sis.
chairs there? Come, Sisi, with a maroon top.
Sesilofake
Oh, okay. All right, I
iblouse
thought it was
elimaroon.
your hand. Nobody else. All right, let's go.
Bakhona yini labanye
You can
singaqhubeka?
go ahead, ma'am.
Ngiyanibingelela nonke.
Greetings to everyone.
Igama lami nginguSharon Ngwakankosi.
My name is Sharon Nkosi.
Ngiqhamuka eLowville ku-Ward 30.
I'm from Lowville in Ward 30.
Mina nje lengifisa ukuvoice out ukuthi i-transportation yase-Lowville it's very poor. So angati kumbe ngiyathemba ukuthi maybe if tinsita leti njengaleti tingaba khona eLowville ingenda lenzawo ukuthi ithuthuke, but umbuto lenginawo indzaba yema-bursaries njengoba mphathi lihlelo aside singa-repeat ma-questions ukuthi ma-bursaries akhona yini kulo mkhakha wabo, ngibobani abavumeleke ukuthi ba-aplaye, si-aplaya kuphi, after sesi-aplayile ma-job opportunities atoba khona na. Mbuto wami lenginawo lokho ngicela i-clarity kuloyo ikakhulukazi kulo mkhakha wema-bursaries, ngibobani abavumeleke ukuthi ba-aplaye, u-aplaya kuphi, i-age limit nangabe ukuthi ikhona, nekucasheka kwebantu ukuthi nangabe sesibuya kofunza siyakhona kucasheka, kumbe nangabe ukuthi utifunzele nakhona uyakhona kucasheka, kumbe ngibobani abane-advantage ukuthi bakhone kucasheka kakhulu kulo mkhakha waletitimela. Ngiyabonga.
I am from Lowville, which is a very poor community, and I have a few questions around bursaries, how they are how they should be accessed, who they are available for, and beyond the bursaries, what are the chances of job opportunities for someone who has studied and qualified for, or rather who has studied and qualified. That is basically the clarity that I'm seeking today. Thank you.
Sanibonani. Ninjani?
Greetings
Mina
all.
nguMaggie
My name is Maggie.
Malamula. Mina isikhalo sami ngihlala eWard 4 Nkomazi. Sikhalo lesi siphakamisa thina la. Siyabonga namhla manihlanganisa neSportnet. Ngoba la sakhe khona semkhathini neSportnet. Lapha akunakuphepha. Sportnet sidudana kakhulu nemakhaya. Akuna drat lobiwe. Noma nisifake leti insimbi leti khombisa kubiya. Lapha ebridge sekufena le concrete. La kuhamba khona timoti nebantfu. Lesinye isikhathi uma usiyafika uthola babulela umuntu khona ngala kashani. Babuya batombeka la sikhona khona esporeni. Lendzawo lesihlala khona kubuhlungu, kuyanuka. Nge-Sportnet isitimela sihamba every day and asilayishi bantu. Nethi sinasithola lo msindo lo uyalene bamangweni yolasha umhlaba ematshe. Asikaphephi siyaqela ngenelelani ebantu bayaphela abantwana bayaphela babulala ebantu ekutheni batolahla lapha eWard 4 Gretan Mafambisa inhlala kahle emsholozi siyamemeta asikaphephi netindlo tiyachekeka mara Sportnet kude la singenelela khona sicela singenelele kakhulu siyamemeta sisinyanzalelo ngiyabonga.
I am from Ward 4 in Nkomazi, and I would firstly like to appreciate this opportunity. I am very much concerned about the state of affairs in areas such as Gretani, Mafambisa, and Msholozi, where there is a railway that cuts across those villages. We need proper fencing, and we also need protection as a community. There are high incidents of crime as well as murder. Sometimes you'll find that a corpse will be abandoned at by the railway station. The area is also very dirty and unkempt, and there's a strong danger. So we are here lamenting as a community. We really would appreciate intervention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairperson of the session, and greetings to honorable members who are here and community members who are present here. Chairperson, may I kindly start by saying I'm worried with the way the proceedings are being handled. If you can check, Chairperson, the honorable councillor there was raising a very critical issue of not getting the document on time, which then disadvantages everyone who's here in the house who is supposed to participate in this important session. So going forward, I know that you are going to Nkangala very soon. I don't know what is Waterfall Poven. If attempts can be made that this copies reaches them on time, so that at least they are able to fully participate and this exercise is not rendered to futility. Otherwise, Chairperson, also please kindly refrain from policing the engagement. If you can check, the people behind me are not even making the reasonable number. We're supposed to be out here by 1, as far as I'm told. And now already the Chairperson is rushing us to make submissions so that we can leave much earlier. I think we do have the time to be here and deliberate on the realities of our people. Let me go straight to my submission. Chairperson, other speakers have already covered most of the things. I just want to raise an issue, if you can check the bill in chapter 7, section 49(1). In fact, let me say section 49(2), where it speaks about an operator who fails to report railway occurrences as contemplated in the previous subsection is guilty of an offense. In an area where I'm coming from, Chairperson, together with your colleagues, I'm coming from a rural setting where the railway line is almost closer to houses that are there. I don't know, as per the bill, how many meters or kilometers are houses allowed to be closer to the railway line. But otherwise, what is happening there is that we've had occurrences in the past where people found themselves in accidents with the train, or people were killed by the train as well as animals. But such occurrences were not reported. So we want to say, as part of the bill, can it be a mandatory exercise that operators must be able to report these occurrences so that those families who are affected can be assisted by the government? Otherwise, I want to raise an issue about the lack of signs. There are no signs there in that railway line where I'm coming from. I'm coming from an area called Gawoi, which makes it difficult to coordinate the movement of people and the movement of cars. So what is happening there is that cars are crossing the very same railway line going to another part of the village, which is dangerous because sometimes evaluating or checking whether there's a train or there's no train, it won't assist them because they are doing it according to their own accord, and there is no sign that is assisting them to at least regulate that. If you can check in MLO, in Evander, there are signs as far as traffic lights, where the train is shown where to stop so that it can wait for cars to pass. then it's also able to pass, or the car should wait for the train to pass. And there are also people there, or personnel who are actually working there day in, day out to make sure that there is safety. So I also want to speak about the infrastructure. It has already been said here by the speakers who came before me that there's a problem of a dilapidating infrastructure. Komati Port is dilapidated. Malelane is facing the very same challenge, but otherwise, even the railway lines that are in villages, they are also facing the same problem. So if this bill really can have a clause that will make it a mandate or mandatory for this infrastructure to be checked or to be evaluated from time to time. Because some of the things that causes accidents and all that is because of an infrastructure that cannot allow operators to operate the way they normally operate. Then I would also want to advise this committee that let us think about establishing relationships between communities and railway operators. And in this regard, in the context of our sub-region, which is Nkomazi, or our municipality, these are communities that we're speaking about. Transnet, for instance, because that's the only operator I know thus far that is operating in your railway lines, does not have any workable relationship with these communities. And it's a problem. That's why you find railway lines becoming dumping sites, where you find people dumping things in the railway line and it's no longer safe. So it would really be advisable that in as much as this bill is concrete and sound in terms of regulating the operators, but there must be a mandatory clause that is going to deal with creating sustainable, workable relationships with communities. And those relationships must be beneficial. So if it means that there are securities that are patrolling the railway line, it's communities that must benefit from that. If it means that there's an RME project where you find that they are renovating the infrastructure and resuscitating it, they must not come with their own staff from nowhere where we don't know where they're coming from to go and do jobs and responsibilities that our people can do. Because in as far as I know, RME requires only grade 12 and a little bit of understanding understanding what to do with mechanical work. And our people can do that because there are inspectors there that are inclined in terms of what needs to be done. But Transnet comes with their own people, they do the work themselves, and communities don't benefit from that. So if there's no relationship between Transnet and the community will not be able to protect the infrastructure of the state. And maybe we must remind each other that Transnet is a state-owned enterprise. One of its fiduciary responsibilities is to empower our communities. The moment they fail to play that critical role of empowering our communities, then their existence to us is futile, because they are passing our communities as if they are passing bushes. There are human beings there, they should be able to create a relationship with them and make sure that those particular human beings are indeed assisted. So one last point, Chairperson of the session, is the point that has to do with the issue of crime that is happening or occurring in this infrastructure. The government cannot continue to complain that there is crime. When there is crime, measures must be taken into place. If you can check, it was assessed that for border control, police are no longer enough. I can see, Chairperson, you want to cut me off. I'm finishing. For border control, police are no longer enough to make sure that there is control in terms of immigration. The Department of Home Affairs went as far as outsourcing or coming up with a division of police that are going to strictly look into the control of borders, and they are wearing a green uniform. We see them in our borders because we're closer to those borders. I think even rail safety regulators must resort to that very same remedy to ensure that we increase personnel that will be in these railway lines and ensure that there is safety and the infrastructure of the state is safe, and can Transnet kindly make sure that this entity works for the people of our country? Chairperson, I don't want to stand here and speak for a very long time and only to find that this exercise is an exercise of futility. Can the submissions that we are making in this hearing find expression and be reflected in this bill as it is going to be passed? Don't just do it for the sake of doing it, just to make sure that no report will know. We went to Nkomazi, people were there, they spoke, but when we check the things that we suggested, they don't find expression in this bill. Thank you very much.
They can, I don't know.
Sorry, Mama, before you continue, we need an interpretation of what was said there. Doesn't have to be the same time, but there are very critical issues that were raised there. But can I please explain this thing a little bit? We've got a bill before us, and this bill before us is specific in which areas it covers. While I know that there are many issues that affect communities which are genuine issues, very important issues, but they are not necessarily related to the bill. So can I appeal that as far as it is possible, we confine ourselves to what is before the bill? That's the first appeal. The second appeal that is limited to time, it's because we want to give as many people an opportunity as possible. Because if each person is going to talk until they feel that they've had enough, people who want to speak will not have enough time. It is just fair that we go to the specific things. Should we still have time after people have spoken, we will still give people an opportunity, those who might have wanted to come back again. And I'm appealing. It is your process, but it must be a process that we must say we have achieved something. That is our appeal. And the reason we say we can't answer questions is because we will be here till tomorrow. Everybody here has got a question on one thing or the other one, whether it's related to the bill or not. And that is what we are here to hear your input. What would you like to see being put in the bill? At the end of the session, as I have already said so, somebody is going to tell us what is going to happen to the input that has come here. So I'm appealing, let us try and adhere to time. It will just assist all of us so that we can get as many input as possible. So let's give the interpreters a time to interpret what was said by the last speaker, and then we'll go to Usisi there in front.
Uma ngasi capu kancane lokucedza kukhulunywa ngusihlalo wenda sicelo kini nonke leleni khona ukuthi uma umuntu abeka luvo lwakhe akasite inkulumo yakhe ayiconzise ngco kulomthetho sivivinyo lesikhuluma ngawo angakhulumi ngalokunye lokungaphandle njengoba bese ashito ukuthi le portfolio committee ayiketelanga lapha ukuthi itophendula imibuto ngoba abantu banemibuto leminengi kakhulu uma kungavulelwa lokho ke kungaze kube kusasa solo silalele siyacelwa ke ukuthi umuntu ayifince inkulumo yakhe ayibhekise kuloku lelesihlanganele kona. Kwesibili indzaba yesikhathi ukuthi kunesizathu sekuthi sithi ngu3 minutes kubekwe lesikhathi sendela ukuthi ngiloyo naloyo abe nelithuba lekuthi akhulume ngaleso sikhathi leso uma kungenjalo ke angeke sikhone ukuthi siufeze lo msebenzi lesitele wona. Uma ngabe umuntu kusasele lokunye lokunengi lathanza kukusho bese sishito ukuthi kunalenye indlela lapha emaform lapho umuntu bangambhalela kumbe bamhumushele noma kanjani lapho atawungenisa khona luvo lwakhe. Njengoba bese bashito ke ukuthi ekugcineni ukhona lo tawusukuma asho kuthi ke kutawendekane emva kwaloku kwale nkulumo kwalomhlangano nato tonke letimvo lenitivakalisile. Uma sengiya ke kulesa sikhulumi sekugcina angalitoli ligama laso angikhumbula ukuthi ushito lo wekunene ukuthi ungubani. Lo wekunene ke bekakhuluma ngale miphakathi kumbe lemimango leleyakhe edudane kakhulu nesiporo sesitimela. Akhuluma ngetindzaba tekuphepha kwaleyo miphakathi leyo. Ukuthi kwangazuthi labo labasebenta ngalo mkhakha wetitimela bangenda indlela yokuthi balethe kuphepha kumbe kubiywe noma kwendiwe kanjani. Lokunye lwakhulume ngako ukhulume ngemasayini ngetimphawu letikhombisako mhlambe letikhombisa ingoti kumbe letikhombisa ukuthi la kunemzila wesitimela kanjalo kanjalo. Waze wenda sibonelo ngase emelo kanye nase ivenda ukuthi lama sign kumbe letimphawu lakhuluma ngato tikhona kule etindzaweni letifana naleto. Wakhuluma futhi nangebantu labasebentako labaqashwe nguye Sportnet labasebentako mhlambe labahamba khona lapho labagadzawo ukuthi nako kona lokho kubalekile kuze abantu baphephe. Uqhubekile ke waphinze wakhuluma ekuqaleni nga uma asukuma nje akhuluma ukhulume ngekuthi akajabuli ngalendlela loluhlelo lalibona lohanjiswa ngalo. Wenda sibonelo ngesikhulumi lesinye lesihleli phansi lesitshelwe ukuthi manje sengelwe isikhathi. Wabala lokuthi manje lo mculo lo walomthetho sivivinywa uma umuntu awuthole nyalo ekseni asikho isikhathi sokuthi ngabe sewugijime wafunza tonke letinto leleti la khona atokwati ukuthi abeke luvo lwakhe lolusukela kuloku lasakufunzela la kwatiko ukuthi ke akusiko kahle ngendlela labona ngayo indlela lehanjiswa wathi uyethemba ke ukuthi njengoba le committee setawuchubekela phambili iye kuletinye tindzawo italilungisa lelo phutha lelo lekuthi lokubhalwe phansi kumbe timbepha ama document bantu labamenyiwe labakuthole ngesikhathi kuze batofunza khona batosena sebabeka luvo lwabo kube lolunesici loluvakala. Lokunye lakhulume ngako ukhulume ngekuthi ngebudlelwano lafisa kububona iTransnet iba nabo nemiphakathi la kuhamba khona sporo kumbe la iTransnet kumbe Sportnet la isebentela ngakhona ukuthi bantu phela laba labahlala kule miphakathi lena kufuneka ukuthi kube labo bantu labo kube khona labakuzuzako ngekusebenta kwalomsebenzi wetitimela udlule etindzaweni lebahlala kuto. Lokho kungentiwa kanjani na? Kungentiwa ngokuthi kube nesivumelwano lebaba naso laba labasebenta ngetitimela kanye naleyo miphakathi lesitawenda ukuthi asithi nje mhlawumbe ukhulume ngema RME anginalo liqiniso ukuthi kusho ukuthini ukuthi manje leyo misebenzi leyo umuntu lona grade 12 angayikhona kuyenda kwendiwa yini lokuthi laba baka Sportnet kumbe Transnet uma ngabe bekwendiwa leyo misebenzi ukhanza sebeta nebantu babo bafike babafake lapha ukuthi abasebenzi kuya ngani ukuthi labo bantu labo labatawenda lowo msebenzi batholakale khona la kuleyo miphakathi lapho lestimela sahamba khona waphinze futhi wakushone kubaluleka ukuthi uma ngabe kunebudlelwane lobuhle phakathi kwa Sportnet kumbe Transnet nemiphakathi la leyo misebenzi ikhona khona leyo miphakathi ngiyo letawuvikela leto letakhiwo ncandi teSportnet ungakhanzi ukuthi tiporo kumbe netiteshi netikhungo nje taleyo misebenzi ukhanze ukuthi seyicekelwe phansi kodwa abantu batawudiva ukuthi nabo bayingcenye yaleyo misebenzi leyo bese bayayivikela bangafuni ukuthi ivandalazi kumbe bagubhe tiporo kumbe bagubhe emakhebuli kanjalo washo nekuthi labantu labapatrolako labahamba bagadze la etiporweni akube bantu labaqhamuka khona la kuleyo miphakathi
waseyaqedelela ke kanjalo siyabonga izasisi
Sanibonani. Ligama lami ngiHappy Sibongo ngwakakhoza ngiqhamuka eWard 11. Ngidayibeka ngalendlela le njengoba bebashilo la ukuthi uma showusi lobo ufuna ukukhuluma sekhona lebakushilo ungahlala phansi cishe lokuningi lobe ngifuna ukukhuluma cancela so ukushilo lento okugcizelela kakhulu indzaba yemsebenzi eWard 11 silambe kakhulu enemzila wesitimela undlula khona lapha eWard 11 besicela ukuthi Transnet asicabangele kakhulu ngiyabonga.
Thank you very much. Greetings. My name is Happy Koza. I am from Ward 11. And in summary, I would like to state that my point has already been, or rather most of the points that I had identified or have already been addressed by the councillor. But what I would like to make known is the fact that we are struggling and we are starving as the community of Ward 11. We would like to have employment opportunities made available to us. Thank you.
Sanibonani, njani? Khona ngikhuluma na Dr. Masinga. Ngisebenzisa ama-ward la-2, 13 ne-30 la Kapmende. Cishe lokuningi bafowethu sebakhulumile, but kunemaphuzu la-2 lengicela kwabeka nami. Kokuqala ngizokhuluma ngokuphepha kwetitimela. Ngibona ngathi ititimela tiphephe kakhulu masihamba ngato ngoba number 1 tiship, number 2 cishe ama-accident awasimangaka titimela. So kwesibili bengicela kakhulu mani Transnet because kunabo babethu baqala from kusasemjantshi i-railway Sportnet till kuyofika ku-Transnet basebenza baze baphuma etimbesheni kunebantu ababo labanye abakayanga esikolweni so then but bengicela ukuthi mhlambe at least angisho khona ama-file ukuthi labo babe labo basebentile uma ngabe kunemntwana lokhona lahleli at least bamthathe bomfaka emsebenzini because baba wakhe usebentile lapho unelirecord mhlambe lelinhle ngiyabonga.
Greetings, my name is Dr. Masinga from 2 wards, one in Kapmeden. I would like to speak on the issue of safety in trains. I do feel that trains are very safe and they are not prone to accidents. However, I'd like to make an appeal to Transnet, taking into account that our parents have served these parastatals with diligence before, and would like to appeal that perhaps they can go back and look into files and consider the children of those people who have worked at Transnet for employment opportunities as unemployment persists. in most of these families. Thank you.
Sanibonani, ligama lami ngingifrola Zitha, ngiqhamuka eLoville. Lengilokukhuluma la mina nginale njabulo yokuthi uma stimela
Mama Zitha ngiyaxolisa. Ungasuki lapho please ngiyacela. Ngifuna ukuthi mawuqeda babe sebefikile abanye emva kwakho. Cela ungaphazamiseki umcabango wakho please mama. Okay. 1 2 Izani baba, izani ezitulweni please. Ngaleyo ndlela so that 3 4 5 6 Anybody I'm missing here? Anybody I'm missing this side? Okay. 7 8
Where's that thing?
9 Let's do it quietly, please, if we can, so that yeah. All right, Mama ngiyaxolisa kakhona ungaqhubeka.
Okay. Bengingajabula kakhulu ukuthi uma stimela singabuya sibuye sithwale labantu la suke nabejozi ngoba nawuthi uyabuka letingoti setiningi kakhulu la emgwaqweni nangale mthwalo yalaba bakithi labaqhamuka le bayale uma sekunale stimela enqenye tito hafuka letingoti kodwa into lokufuna ayende Transnet kufuna isecurity ibe tight kungabi nje ukuthi sesigibelile siyayekelelwa so ngoba siyaseshwa lapha siyashaywa sendiwa konke lokho uma kungaqiniswa lokho kuqashwe nje bantu babe baningi labantu aba tight lapha labangeke bahlulwe ngileti gebengu ngiyabonga.
My name is Flora Zitha. I hope that was the correct first name. I am from Louisville. I would like to make these two appeals. To bring back the railway or the trains so that people, as a mode of transport, so that people can travel safely. For instance, people who travel from Johannesburg coming this side would be safer when they travel on a train, because as it is now, the situation is not safe. Secondly, I would like to make an appeal or a suggestion that Transnet introduces tighter security measures on the train, because today people are robbed on the trains, they are assaulted on the trains, and this makes them an unsafe mode of transport. Thank you.
Thank you. Ngiyabonga ngawukhuluma Swati. Ligama lami nginguvuselelo wakaMagagula. Ngilimember le-ANC. Lengikubonako la kule bill ihleleke kahle sihlalo. Kodwa ngathi angathi ukuthi iSportnet sitawusebenza njani ngoba la ku chapter 2 of the bill ikhuluma nge-establishment of the board. When you establish the board, and then bese khona lapha chapter 2 ikhuluma by hiring the CEO, of which is an other thing labor establishment, labor establish rather than the Sportnet itself. I know, but see, the board will report to the minister. But asenditindo asisathatsi umsebenzi weSportnet siunikete iboard. Sportnet sona sitawendani because Sportnet is a big company, well functioned, and is working. But now they want to take umsebenzi lokufanele bawenda and then they give to the board. if you check, loku la kule bill, le misebenzi leminingi le la. Ngile misebenzi leminingi lekufanele yendiwe nguSportnet. And ngaleyo ndlela, I don't know ukuthi sithi Sportnet siyasithathela, then we want this lendo lesifuna kuyakha, lendo le la kule document. Kutsi kube ngiyo lephilako and then sesivula lesinye structure aside. Ngiyabonga.
My name is Mvuselelo Makakula. I am an ANC member. Firstly, I would like to commend the manner in which this bill has been well compiled. And I would also like to draw your attention to Chapter 2, which talks about the establishment of the board, as well as hiring of the CEO, which is also a separate function. It's a separate function that needs to be established. I feel that we cannot take the functions of Transnet and hand them over to the board. Most of the functions here are supposed to be carried out by, by Sportnet. Thank you.
Ngibingelele indlu, ngibingelele nonke, sibonge iParliament ukuthi namhla lehlile litekisi. Ligama lami ngingumata sibongo kaBhila. I'm a member of EFF. I'm a PR councillor. Into lengifuna kuyisho lokuningi sebakhulumile ma colleagues ami bakuchaze konke. Longifuna kukubonga ku Transnet kokuthi nehle nite ebantwini nite over tikhalo tebantfu sebatikhulume tonke tikhalo uma nibhala phasi ngiyacabanga letinye bayatiphinza phinza asikho nami isingo sosingitiphinze lonke dokugcizelela ukuthi Transnet ningandlulisi ngoba nisemsebenzini nitoyani yo reporter njengoba nisishuta nje niyofene sinaba sibakhona sibabonile bakhulumile sibavile ngicela nikugcine lo bakushoko ngoba ibhova ikwendile ukuthi ivale umgwaqo nibaqashe nase ward 11 ngivile kaHoyi ukuthi bake bawuvala umgwaqo mara abakaqasheki so ukuthi asikawuvali kahle funa sibuyele lapha emgwaqeni siyovala until nize nisicashe ngiyabonga.
Greetings to everybody. My name is Martha Bila. I'm an EFF member and I'm a PR councillor. First of all, I would like to thank the committee for being here, to have come down to the people, to talk to the people and to listen to the people. Most of my colleagues have already said what I would have said myself, so I'm not going to repeat, except to say that the pictures that we are taking of us here, please do not pass them over to the powers that be, so that they may be able to identify us, who we are. I have been told that there was a road closure, there was a shutdown at Ward 11. People were complaining about job opportunities. So we would like Sportnet or Transnet to come forward and offer people job opportunities. Otherwise, we are going to organize even a bigger shutdown than the ones that you have seen before. Thank you.
Sanbonani. Okay, ngimgama ngimntombi ngwakasibiya ngibiya eWard 29. Besicela ma-learnership mangabe akhona a hectare spread sekubuye sicela li-bridge eThula Farm ngoba kwatholakala abantu bashonile sesiyalicela nje libridge kungatophinze kwenteke lokwendekile. Siyacela naleti poro takudzala mangabe khonakala tiphume ngoba tiyaphazamisa sibahlali basemjejana. Ngiyabonga.
Greetings, my name is Ntombi Sibia. I am from Ward 29. I would like to make a request for learnerships, especially around the area of Hector Spruit. And I would also like to make an appeal for the construction of a bridge around Tula Farm. And also the removal of the old railways in and around Mjejane. Thank you.
Sanbonani, igama lami nginguJoshua ngokaMkwena. Ngihlala khona la emva kwale holo. Uma ngibuka la kokuqala ngibona awekho ama residents alendawo la enifikele khona. So angazi noma information akakafiki yini kubo noma bazihlalele. Isicelo sami sokuqala ukuthi uma kukhona la umhlangano omkhulu ofana nalo kungathi labahlali bala eduzane bangakwazi lokho ukuthi kunomhlangano ngoba abanalo izwi manje lokuthi bangakhuluma. So ngenhlanhla naku ngifikile ke ngizobeka lokho engikwaziyo ngale ndawo. Number 2 angeke ngibe mude kakhulu. Number 2 sicela kakhulukazi isafety la kule railway la eMalelane. Number 1 abantwana bala abancane abakwazi kuya esikolweni. Isikolo sikhona la about 1.5 kilometer. Abakwazi kweqa le railway because kuna ma pythons ngamehlo ngake ngabona ama pythons engakaze ngiwabone emhlabeni nje angazi ukuthi nifike njani la ngoba ukuthi nidlule njani la kuleli hlathi angazi ngoba kunama pythons lapha. So angazi noma umsebenzi wakamasipala noma umsebenzi we railway. But kule ndawo le esihlala kuyo indawo yama tourist kufika nasi lestimela lesesikhulu lesi esihotel abathi iRovos. Sima khona la kuleli hlathi la kunama pythons khona. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi lokho kuba turn away uma babona isiteshi saseMalelane singcole kangaka. So ngisicela kakhulu ngithe isafety kule ndawo nale cleanliness uma niza la eMalelane nibonile ukuthi kukhona ihlathi noma kukhona umhlanga okhona omkhulu. So siyasaba ukuhamba la sikwazi nokuhamba ngezinyawo. Abanye bathi si reach kakhulu ukuthi asihambi ngezinyawo ukuya edrobheni akusiko lokho sisaba lelihlathi elila. Okugcina kukhona abomama abasebenza la kulezi indlu la esihlala khona. Bahamba khona lapha every day. They are being attacked by people and they are attacked by these snakes. Ebusuku vela ukwazi ukuhamba lapha kahambeki. So ileso isicelo sami. Okugcina kunezindlu ezikhona la estation njengala kuthiwa kuse Mara angazi la kunesiteshi la engisaziyo kakhulu esasempala. Kunezindlu lapha phakathi zeSpornet zinhle kakhulu. Kunabantu abahide khona abahleli khona. And then indawo enhle ukuthi inamanzi angithi yeSpornet angithi inamanzi inama toilet noma sekaphukile. So abantu bayakwazi ukuhlala. So awukwazi ukudlula eMpala station ngoba kunabantu abahlele station. Istimela noma sidlula abantu bahlala khona. Ungaya eMpala baze bafuye nezinkukhu khona la station. Nale station futhi esingapha futhi naso kuhlala abantu. So kwangathi kungaba khona leyo safety leyo. Kuklinwe lezi indlu noma zidilizwe lezi indlu noma kwenziwe something kulezi indlu. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi ngiloko engikuphethe okwale ndawo. Ngiyabonga.
My name is Joshua Mukwena. I am from the surrounding area, just behind this hall. First of all, I would like to point out that members of this community who reside around this area have not attended this meeting in big numbers because I think they were not adequately informed. So I am grateful that I was able to come here and those who managed to come here, but I would have preferred that a lot more people would have been here after they have been informed about this meeting. The second thing I would like to talk about is the safety at the Malelane Railway. We have children who attend school who the distance is not very long where the school is situated. But this area is infested with pythons, for instance. I do not know whether this is the responsibility of Transnet or Spornet or the responsibility of the municipality. But this poses a great danger to our children. There is also a big bush and people have to maneuver or they have to walk across this bush, which is, as I've said, is infested with pythons. So we would like to see Sportnet doing something about this, remove the bush so that people would walk freely and safely. This area is also a tourist attraction. There is a train that is referred to as the Rovos train. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. But as a result of the environment, the bush that I have referred to, that tourism benefit does not accrue because there are safety issues. I am sure you have also noticed the cleanliness of this area. We would also like to appeal that it be cleaned properly. There are domestic workers who work around here who walk on foot, especially at Mpala station. They are exposed to all sorts of danger, criminals. Therefore, the issue of safety becomes very paramount.
Kancane nje mfethu. Yeah, before uhlala. Ngicela ukukhuluma lokhu and izokukhuluma ngeSixhosa nesiZulu sam maybe mawukhuluma ngeSiswati uzongizwa kahle. I think okokuqala ngicela uxolisa ngoba I think izikhulumi ezi more than 2 zikhulume okufanayo kuqale ngocouncillor mara inkinga ka-council ba yena udecide ukuthi uzohamba ma engalalelwa A1 kanti lamaphuzu ebewakhuluma ngamaphuzo abalulekile ngokuthi ungukhounselor walapha mara akazange ezwe ngale public hearing I think baninzi abachilo lokho ngicela ukukuxolisela lokho asiyinhloso ukuthi sibize abantu babe bengazi ukuthi babizelwani bathole ilegislation mabefika lapha ngoba ilegislation inthetho wayo into technical efuna ukuthi uyifunde kahle if ufuna ubuzisa abantu maybe ubuya kwi political party or whatever ubasithini masifika lapha kubalekile lokho so I think sihlezi lapha siyakubona ukuthi kukhona okungahambanga kahle nobaba lo uhlala lapha kwi community uchilo naye ukuthi uhlala lapha kwi community mara babona abantu befika I think sile committee sifuna ukuxolisela lokho okokuqala ayondlela isifuna ukuthi sisebenze ngayo because sifuna ukuthi masifike ebantwini abantu babe beyazi lento sikhuluma ngayo sizothi masibheka ukuthi kuhambe kanjani zezinye zezinto esizozilungisa mara siyacela ukuthi ingabi yonto ebanga ukuthi niphelelwe lithemba ukuthi na yini kuba ungatholanga isikhathi sowufunda awuzukwazi uinputa njengoba bese ngitshilo isikhathi sisekhona sama written comments ukwenzela ukuthi siwafake so siyayixolisela lonto kakhulu ngoba asifuni nje ukuthi sibone abantu nibone thina mara sifuna ukuthi sizwe kahle mara kuyabonakala ukuthi ukhona ongahambanga kahle okwesibini kubonakala nge-input nento ekhulunywa ngabantu ukuthi abantu kuninzi okubaphazamisayo okubahlukumezayo emphakathini mabebona ithuba balibonayo ukuthi masikuveze lokho kokunye sikubonayo lokho and sizawuthi masibuyela omuva sisiza because masisize endaweni sixelela upremier ukuthi siyeza sitshela uspeaker we-legislature ukuthi siyeza sitshela umayor wendawo ukuthi siyeza sitshela uspeaker wendawo leyo ukuthi siyeza so silindele ukuthi uspeaker walo masipala sukuye uzawuthi make sure ukuthi council yonke iyazi ama-councillor ayazi ama-PCO ayazi onke ama-stakeholders ayazi ikhona ke kodwa ne-role edlalwa iparlamente emele ukuthi nayo iyayidlala ukuzawubamba ama-workshop ukwenzela ukuthi abantu bayazi le legislation so ngifuna ukuthi singekaqhubeki kakhulu uya phambili sikuvile lokho and siyayibona nathi and siyayixolisela lonto bengithi mangiphakamise lezo nto zithu
Anibulisa usihlalo nabalingani bakhe ngibingelele nawo wonke ama-member e-community ngekuhlukahlukana kwawo. Igama lami ngumxolisi Maduba Ndlela. I'm from Ward 11 Kawoyi. Kuningi lengifisa ukuveta ngicommente ngako but since today sikhuluma nge-safety ngidawuthi kancane nje la ku-safety. Mina I believe ukuthi children are the future. I-safety asiyicale la abantwaneni labancane la. Ngithemba ukuthi sonke la we are parents, we have kids and bafunda sikolo. So why singaqalisi la tikolweni? Sifundise labantwana ngale safety ya la etiporweni. Because mawuthola umsebenzi ekuqala ngqa bakisa ku-induction. Ku-induction you'll watch videos ubone ukuthi yesas diyabuya la kanzi kuyawiwa la esayidini la uyalimala so if nani la betitimela la nifika la tikolweni nibukelise bantwana abone ukuthi isitimela siyashayisa eva sisitimela siyagagabula lapho lo mntwana kuqala utoti gada yena first but ningafini lengisetandla phela nifike netinto tekubajabulisa your uniform cause bayawalka i-distance lethe labanye siphathaphathe tiqathula singusporenet kumbe lapha etiporweni siphathaphathe ama-t-shirt siphathaphathe stationary pencils sijabulise labantwana kuqala first thing mabafika ekhaya utothi mama uyakwati lesiporweni le esiporweni tiyabuya isitimela siyakushayisa angeke uphindze utoba imincemeat. So before siqale la ku safety yekufaka bonogada and what siyahamba kuma communities sibona tikhondla tabonogada lesingadadi asiqaleni la etikolweni primary schools sikhulume nalabantwana abo 2020 laba bayalalela bangabukela ivideo babone kahle ukuthi sikahlula kanjani isitimela angeke baphindze badlalele la. So I percentage nyani itothi kwehla lapha mase sibuka ngoba labantwana lapha bayakhuluma ndiyabulela sihlalo.
Greetings, Chair. My name is Mxolisi Madubandlela. I am from Ward 11 in Gahoyi Trust. I also acknowledge the fact that most of the points that I had prepared have already been aired. So I'm going to move on along and address the issue of children as they are said to be the future. I believe that safety should start with the young ones. We ought to target schools to empower the young ones. Train operators should visit schools on educational drives and also consider the social relief approach, such as donating schools, shoes, and other things that are needed by the young ones, whilst imparting them, or rather imparting knowledge around safety in the rail. Kids are capable of learning if taught. I thank you.
Ngibingelele kumphathi ihlelo ngibingelele entwendlo yonkana ligama lami ngusithembiso Nkuna from Ward 11 chairperson of the branch. Mine will be simple. Kuhle siyakuva kumnanzi sisonke la, but I think ukuthi bantu kumele bavelo abekho la ngivile nje sikhuluma sami lana sithi even labantu balokhala they are not even here. Labantu laba affected nge-rail or laba affected nge-stimela bale emakhaya. I think who's this thing if benithethe nayifaka e-center maybe Botonga or Nas labantu laba close to the rail beva lo, especially the communities lana sima individuals if we are not going even to report what live in khuluma kona la emakhaya. If singathatha lento lesiyise emakhaya bathi vele bona i-safety obungoti be-rail obungoti bestimela it will be proper. So another thing, I'm one of the member who committee le ku Transnet Ward 11. Sinebudlelane thithi na Transnet but it comes to a point sibone ngathi Transnet ngathi udlala ngathi. And kufika la sekusikwatisa khona. And if so some action will be wrong. Transnet came to our village, I'm sure it's last year or 2 years back. What give you hope to abantwana labancane besikolo ukuthi is coming to renovate the school? Till namhlanje lo Transnet akazange alibhatha. They came there and took quotations. Lokho ende isikolo nabo principal nebantwana thinking ukuthi isikolo sabo it will be a proper school in few months or to go. But namhlanje lo Transnet akabuyi asho ukuthi inkinga yini. And we were tired of this thing of Transnet sonke isikhathi akana budget. Agana budget kuphi but somewhere else I budget banayo. They don't have budget for Gahoyi or kanjani. So siyacela ukuthi leyo budget labangasinayo abayi-create. Otherwise esastimela esihamba eWard 11 siyasijikisa thina sisibukise somewhere labantu khona kubanikeza khona ibudget. Thank you.
I would like to greet everybody who is here. My name is Thembiso Nkuna from Ward 11. I am the chairperson of a branch in the ward. The first thing that I would like to point out is that the people who are affected by this topic are not here. People have already said this, that the people who were otherwise going to benefit from what is being said here have apparently not been invited or made aware that they should come here. Especially people from around Tonga. We are not here as a community, but we are here as individuals. So it would be difficult, for instance, for the people who are not here to get this information or to benefit from this information. They should have been here. I am a member of a committee that has been established between the community and Transnet. This community has been in existence for 1 to 2 years. When Transnet first came to our community, they promised that they would renovate the local school, but this has not happened to this day. And they have not given an explanation. They like talking about not having a budget to live up to their promises. I would like to advise them to make the budget available, to make sure that the budget is available so that they can fulfill their promises. Otherwise, I can promise that the train that goes past our community is going to be shut down, it's going to be stopped. Thank you.
Angicala ngikubingelele endlini. Libito lami ngimsandile ngwakankosi. Ngichamuka kwa 30 ngekuhlala ngiselovile. Sicelo lenginaso mina sekuthi stimela ngalenzaweni yakithi kusuka nje eKapmend ubheke eBabathoni sagcina ukugitshelwa bomkhulu kudzala lebesikhona stimela besihamba sithutha igodvo kunemboni yetigodvo lebeyikhona eShannon yabe siyavalwa nestimela sagcina lapho besinesicelo sekuthi lestimela asesibuye ngoba ungathi siphephile netindleko taso tikahle simane siphinze sithathe labantu bahambe baye eBaptini baphinze babuye emakhaya sisukela sichamuka ngala Kapmend sicelo sami bekungileso kuphela ngiyabonga.
My name is Sandile Ngosi from Ward 30, residing in Lowville. I would like to make an appeal since I think we've seen that from Cape Maiden, Barberton, and surrounding areas, trains were last seen back in the days of our forebearers. My appeal is that that route be considered for operation once again, because we have now realized that trains were probably a safer mode of transport. Thank you.
Ngibingelele sihlalo. Lo lokhulumako ngGoodman Nkosi eWard 11. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi uyatibuta ukuthi why sigcwale siWard 11. siWard 11 si community is affected kakhulu ngile Transnet. So iTransnet ngokubuka kwami in ignorance ayithathe serious. Because iWard 11 mangikhumbula kahle ngathi is almost 5 kilometers, but good fencing lapho masikhuluma ngefencing iTransnet iyahamba ifike ishiye endleleni bathatha isikhathi sabo pheze babothi ufaka le fencing of which bahlali bethu bayalimala imfuyo yethu iyalimala. So bengicela Transnet ukuthi masnet sicelo nis attend, not to promise and promise and promise. Sicelo leso 2 bokukuhle ukuthi iTransnet ibe neawareness, because mangikhumbula kahle ngihlala khona awareness ngicabanga ukuthi yaba khona maybe after 4 years ayibi khona at all, mara lapha se affecteka stimela ngicabanga ukuthi njoba kunyalo kuba savana bese sidluleka i5 stimela. So sicelo leso ukuthi siyacela ukuthi Transnet masikhuluma ngesafety afike le afundise abantu ngoba kona vele Malelane kusekugcina angeke sikhona ukuthatha icommunity yonke silethe la sitofundza nge-awareness. Sicelo leso ukuthi asifikeni le sikhulume nge-awareness fundise abantu ukuthi isitimela sihamba njani, kwenzekala ngesitimela, bungozi nako konke lokho, i-safety. Ngiphume lapho. Mphathisihlalo. La sihlala khona thina sidudane neMozambique neSwaziland. Siyafuna ukugibela isitimela nazo. Kanti thina wangasilethele sokugibela isitimela. Kudla amagudzi kuphela, ngoba kusile amagudzi. Siyacela ukuthi sigibele, masila sikhona khona. eSwazini siyafika. I-train food is very cheap. Nase eMozambique siyakhona kufika. So siyacela ukuthi nathi siyafuna ukugibela i-train. Kwendeke eJozi kuphela. Nathi la nisithathe serious. Ngidlule lapho. Enzabeni yemsebenzi. Inepotism ikhona la Nkomazi. Masikhuluma ngeTransnet ngoba lapha khona kumatpoti ngiyacabanga ukuthi 95% abantu balapha akusibo bala local. And lokho asinikethe problem because labantu abahleli la angicabanga ukuthi na grade 12 noma le maths and science. So akhona kazi ngahlala sonke singakhona ukusebenza lapha ngoba thina singakhona ukuthi singana maths ne science. So sicelo leso ukuthi nathi siyafuna umsebenzi. I-maths and science sinayo. Sipase ngama-A's futhi. Mara sitholakala isisebenza. Kuya ngani sebenza umuntu othi grade 12 kude umuntu onelene science mara yasebenza. Ngiyabonga.
Okay, sure. Okay.
My name is Goodman Nkosi. I'm from Ward 11. Chairperson, I believe you have been surprised to see many people coming here and expressing their concerns, and all of them, or most of them, are from Ward 11. The reason why is because that area, that's where the train passes. For example, within hours, you might find that trains, maybe 4 to 5, they pass within that time. But we have very serious concern regarding Sportnet. They don't take our concern seriously. Number one, when we express our concerns to them, they don't attend them. Number two, we are appealing to them to come to our area to campaigns about awareness regarding safety in the area. And also, number three, the surrounding areas there includes Eswatini and Mozambique. And we would love to use trains to visit such areas. We are appealing for that service to be resumed. Number four, nepotism here in Nkomazi is real. 95% of employees at Sportnet are not local people. They are from somewhere else. And we are surprised because the subjects that Sportnet are looking in people to employ, which is maths and science, most of us have such subjects and we have passed them very well. Now, I'm surprised why are we not employed to also contribute at Sportnet. Thank you.
Mele mphathihlelo nabo bonke abantu labakhona la endlini. Igama lami Innocent ngakazwani. I'm from Ward 11. Ward 11 sine challenge le serious kakhulu when it comes to Transnet. Transnet uza stimela sakhe every time. Stimela sakhe masidlula se release ama greenhouse gases which leads to air pollutions. Then diseases break out. Transnet akabuyi atothi na clinic or any other thing let us assist. Failing to give us a clinic, at least akasinike ama job opportunities so that we can attend both doctor, special doctors and staff. Other than that, Transnet stimela sakhe masidlula kuba nema vibrations. Ama vibrations adlita ama buildings la khona lapha. Transnet akaze wabuye watothi siyabona ama buildings wethu aso come after 3 years or 5 years to check ukuthi ama building wethu asise right. Akhona kubona ukuthi supplement with RDP or any other structure langa assista ngaso. The only thing lesibona ukuthi transport uyasuse as their tool to make money. Every day imali iyandlula enzaweni yethu while we are struggling to live. Kulokuphelele okuncane esinako, but they reducing our days ngaloku sifakela ama diseases. Thank you.
Greetings, Chair. My name is Innocent Zwane, and I come from Ward 11. As citizens of Ward 11, we have a serious problem with Transnet because of the greenhouse gas emissions, and as well as the fact that there is no benefit to the community in terms of corporate social investment. The vibration caused by the movement of the train is a cause for concern, and we are worried that we do not have access to the best medical care as per the challenges that we are experiencing from Transnet. We are living in a socio-economically challenged area, whereas Transnet continues to benefit and our people are languishing in poverty, and some of them, they are suffering from various illnesses. Thank you.
Ligama lami nginokulunga Themba ngiphuma eWard 4. Mina sengithathanza ukuthi ngigijimele ngale phambili. Uma kungendeka tiba khona leto didimela. Ngibuka la kuleli phepha lengiliphethe la kusendlalelo la kukhulunywa khona ngekuphepha etitimeleni. Ngathanza kakhulu mina lengufisa ukuthi lapho etitimeleni yena Sportnet kube nguye laqasha labonogada labata ogada lapha etitimeleni ngoba etitimeleni inkunzi igcwele kakhulu nje mina ngingufakazi ngoba ngagibela stimela ngalenye ilanga bangithathela umthwalo ngisagibela esitimeleni lokusho ukuthi noma ngabe babakhona bonogada kudo titimela leto ke kufuna babe baningi bonogada kangangokuthi torokisi ngalinye lifuna libe nanogada bese ngiyadlula lapho ke sekubuya kuba khona abani betempilo ngoba awukwati kuhamba indlela lenze kude betempilo ekhathi esitimeleni uyaba neluhambo utholakale sewugula mhlambe sewusesitimeleni kufuna kube khona betempilo khona esitimeleni ba make sure ukuthi timbahla nebantu baphephile labagimela titimela ngiyabonga.
My name is Nogutula Themba. I am from Ward 4. I would like to talk about the fact that if, for instance, the train services were to be brought back to be used by people, Sportnet should provide guards who are going to keep people safe on these trains. Because I am a witness or I am a victim of a robbery or of a crime that happens on these trains. I was robbed of my possessions as soon as I got on the train. I suggest that each and every car of the train should at least have one guard in order to ensure the safety of passengers. Secondly, I suggest that Sportnet should also offer health services on the train so that in case somebody gets injured or they get sick while they are traveling by train, they should get medical or health assistance. Thank you.
Asithokoze sibonge konke sikuzwile ukuzawutsho manje. I think if besilalele kahle sonke neleya nkulumo yami ebengiyitshilo ebengiyixolisela singazwana ukuthi kuncane kakhulu okwenzekile ukuprepare abantu bebesiza apha ukuthi bazi ukuthi le bill esiza ngayo ikhuluma ngani. Ngoba ukuthi sifinde siqhubeke nabantu esizwile ukuthi abakange bathola isikhathi esikahle. Abantu abaninzi bathole le ma documents mabengena khona lapha namhlanje angikho sure ukuthi kukhona okunye sizokuthola okungaphezulu kwesikutholile. Kodwa ke akizuma phambi kwenu if kusekho abantu abasafuna ukukhuluma. Ngifuna uemphasize ngigcilise ukuthi ithuba lisekhona. Le email no bhala no gcwalisa ama form manje okanye ngesinye isikhathi xa abantu bethole isikhathi kahle sokufunda ibill. So if bekusiya ngokwami ngengisithi sivale khona lapho kodwa ke sizekini sizolalela kini. If basekhona abantu abafisa ukuthi abafuna ukukhuluma angizubamela ngaphambili angizovala umnyango. Mara mangi observile silalele hour to 2 hours sikhona. I think kuyabonakala kahle ukuthi khona inkinga. Kodwa ke le nkinga ikhona injalo ayinimisanga ukuthi nize. Esikubongayo lokho ukuthi nithathe isikhathi senu nizohlala lapha nisimamele or nikhulume nathi. So mina ngifuna ukucebisa ukuthi sivale khona lapha. Kodwa ke ngizocela ukuthi ngibone ngezandla nje lapho sihleli khona ukuthi if niyavumelana nami nalombono wami engiwuproposayo. Ngibone ngezandla ukuthi hayi siyavumelana nawe mphathi hlelo. Ngezandla if anivumelani nami sizoyivula siphinde sibiza abanye abantu bakhulu. Kodwa ukuthi siyazwana angiboni izandla ezithi hayi siyakuva sivumelana nawe. Asuvale lo mhlangano. Hayi ke kuzwakele. Kuzwakele. I-democracy yiyo yona le. Ukuthi noba nginombono ngiphinde ngizwe kuni ukuthi lo mbono wami niyahambisana nawo yini okanye anuboni kahle. Thina nalamalunga lapha si disappointed